Welcome to the podcast, Heidie Ward. How are
Ah,
you?
I'm so excited. I didn't sleep, Lorena.
I didn't sleep either, so I look a bit tired today, but I hope it was from
Oh,
excitement. That's good.
oh yes.
Fantastic. So tell me, I'm going to ask you your first question. Why do you love Young Talent Time so much?
My entire family was in the theatre. So I grew up around all the crazy. And for me, it was just an extension of the crazy.
Wow.
But,
Okay.
we didn't perceive it as crazy. It was just how it was.
Your norm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Young Talent Time really fit into that. It was all the colour and the crazy and the music and the
Oh,
happiness and
costumes. The
costumes.
costumes. I'm all about the costumes. I am a bling, sequin,
Queen.
ta-da. Absolutely. If I can bling it up, I will.
You sound like my kind of girl. That's exactly me. I need some bling, especially on
I
stage. I don't understand people that go on stage in just a t-shirt and jeans. I'm like, you're not
oh
ready. You're in rehearsal clothing. That's
oh
not stage ready.
I loved it when you did that song recently. It was a Christmas song and you had on all your blue glitter, your sequins. And I
Yeah.
think about all the work that went into the person that actually sewed those on. Like,
Yes. Yes, exactly. And I'm finding those at the Salvos for a lot cheaper than what they would have been in the day they got.
they're wonderful. Oh, it's so
They're
exciting.
wonderful. So tell me about you, your childhood watching Young Talent Time. What was it like?
We grew up, we lived all over the place. So we were travelers basically. We didn't spend any more than 2.5 years anywhere except when we lived in the Pilbara. So we didn't start watching Young Talent Time until I came back from Malaysia when I was 7 and we moved to Perth. And we watched Young Talent Time for 3 years and then we moved up to the Pilbara and there was no Young Talent Time for 3.5 years. I don't know how I did it, but I think
Well,
it did affect it did impact me.
how did you cope without Young Talent Time? Did you watch something else that filled that gap for you?
Well, it was amazing because it was still on in Perth. My friend's mum used to tape it and she would post the tapes up to the Pilbara, and we used to watch it on a Saturday night. Um,
Oh,
where we could, you know what I mean? That sometimes they were like all over the place. They weren't in sequence or whatever. She'd tape how many, and uh, but it was everyone shut up. Young Talent Times on.
so are you in the lounge just like following? Did you like spend the rest of the week learning the dance routines, or what did you do
Yes,
with those tapes?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Never stopped singing and dancing, and we went to the Johnny Young Talent School in Perth, and
Mm.
I've actually got the leotard from that right here.
Oh, show me, show me. Oh my gosh, show me. Oh, look so little. How old were you when you wore this?
10,
7, 10.
10.
Oh,
Yeah, we were only
oh.
there for a year and then we moved to the Pilbara. But one of the girls that went to the school actually came on Young Talent Time and she won a compare spot in 1986 when you did the America's Cup show, Georgette Nikoski. So
Mm.
we used to be in the class together. So that was my claim to fame.
Wow. Amazing. So did you like the Johnny Young Talent School? Did that kind of give you all your singing and dancing needs at that time?
Well, yeah, we always did. We were always performing. We were always on the stage, always singing, always,
Mm.
you know, if we weren't at school, we were at the theatre with mum and dad pretty much
Love
all
that.
weekend, painting sets, dressing up. Sometimes we'd get cast in something. And
Wow. What a
yeah,
life.
it was very, very interesting.
It would have been. So did you
Mm.
get to any live concerts of Young Talent Time?
We didn't get to anything because, like I said, for the three years,
Well,
we
you
didn't
weren't.
get we didn't have Young Talent Time, and I was up in the Pilbara, so it was a little remote country town. We had
Right.
16,000 people.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
and one
So
came out,
Swan?
and that wasn't until that didn't happen until 1986. So before that, it was a general store, so we all wore the same clothes.
Wow. Okay. Now you do say that you've got some memorabilia or things to show me.
Yes,
It's something else you want to show?
yes, yes. That's my diary from when I was 10, and I uh, went to the Johnny Young Talent School.
Yeah.
So my entire
Oh.
diary's got nothing in it except netball and young talent, Johnny Young Talent School.
Yeah.
And this is the piece de resistance. I got this in 1986 when the Young Talent Time fashion collection came out, and that came out of just open where we were. The
Oh,
people top.
wow. Is that a Young Talent Time thing? I haven't got my glasses on.
Yes, it's a
Goodness, I'll have to put that up. Oh,
YTT.
wow. Oh my
I was
gosh.
obsessed. And I soaked it the other day because it was so yellow, being so old.
That is so cute. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. You would have worn that endlessly.
Oh, I was a bit of a closet dresser because the kids up there were pretty mean. If you
Were they?
weren't cool, you didn't wear all the surfy gear and stuff like that. So it was
Okay.
yeah, it was quite classist. So Young Talent Time was not seen to be, one of those cool things. So my friend and I were very
Right.
much closet watchers.
Oh, is this your friend you went to school with?
Yeah, this was when we got
Yeah.
it in 1986.
Okay. So you didn't talk about it at school. It was not a cool thing.
Her and I talked about it all day, every day, and we
Mm.
used to ring each other after school. And we didn't learn anything because we were in the same classes. And I remember one science class we spent practicing our signatures for when we got famous.
Oh,
And I still got the same signature.
so have I. I remember thinking how important it was. My dad told me you have to make up your signature, so I started
Yeah.
practicing, and it's the same one I've got now. It's not really changed very much. All right, tell me who your favourites were on the show.
I had, it was always the girls. I was never interested in boys. I was quite late, you know, reckoning
Yep.
that men were, something you might want to have in your life. And, because I did calisthenics and I did all the girl dance groups.
Yes.
We just didn't have anything to do with boys. So
Mm.
I think it was everyone thought I was a bit weird. So I had to pretend that I liked people just so
Oh,
I didn't feel weird.
the boys are silly at that. It's at that age. They're just stinky, aren't
Oh,
they?
do you know what? I think I was really intelligent. I was just like, what is appealing? No, there just wasn't anything appealing. And even if they're on screen, no, I just
No,
didn't think it
no,
was a good
just
idea.
no. Okay, who are
Yeah.
your favourite girls or
I loved
girl?
the really bubbly ones. I loved you and Katie and
Oh,
Vanessa
thank you.
because you
Oh,
were
thank
so,
you.
because I'm like that. When I get on the stage, I'm just like,
It's on.
da-da,
Yes.
on. And so I really resonated with that. And I actually have, I actually drew it. This was when I was 15. I drew a picture of Natalie.
Oh, this is so cute. Wow. You were a good
And
drawer. Goodness.
oh, her nose is really wonky. And I did that one of Danielle when I was the same age.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I've got
Wow.
Katie. I've got a letter from Katie.
You got a letter from Katie.
Yeah.
Is it okay to read it out?
Oh, yeah, it's nothing.
Okay.
Um, she just wrote August at the top. There's no date.
Okay.
So, dear Heidi, thanks for your lovely letter. Sorry I've taken so long and to reply, but I have been very busy with my schooling. In answering your only question, nobody thinks that their brother is cute. See, I asked if her brother was cute because I didn't know what else to ask. But some of my friends think that they're not too bad. So I don't know if she had multiple brothers or just one brother, but
Okay.
anyway, that they're not too bad. Best wishes, Katie Van Ree.
Oh,
And I've kept it all these years, despite
wow.
the fact that I've moved house 59 times in my
Isn't that
life. So
incredible?
I've still kept,
Wow. That's a lot. 59
yeah,
times.
yes.
And you bring your leotard and your drawings and your Katie Van Ree letter.
Yeah,
Have you got
yeah.
anything else?
I've got this. It's a
Rah-rah
rah-rah
skirt.
skirt.
Yes. From the
And when we were
80s.
my mum got those posted up from Myer in Perth because we didn't have any Kmart. Just didn't have. I don't think at
Yeah.
that time very much.
Yeah.
So got that. And I also it's got a stain on it. It's terrible. A Danni Minogue top from her 1989 collection.
Wow. Gosh, you've
Um,
kept things in good condition, haven't you?
I've kept them all bagged up. And
Mm.
my other stuff, I used to have a huge pin-up board on my wall. It was probably nearly half the size of my wall. It was actually attached, like fixed to the wall. And I used to cover it in Young Talent Time pictures and Kylie Minogue. And
Wow.
some of the pictures I actually managed to salvage from the boards, you know,
Fantastic.
Danni
Yeah.
and all the others. And I got this was when they first did like this is a really early days of the net. So it's a picture of Ricky. It's just so pixelated, but I just love it.
Yeah.
And one of Courtney.
We're so
Um,
used to the good quality now, aren't we? When we look back, it's so bad. But
do you know
we didn't know.
no, the original shows when you look back,
Yeah.
the guy that's re-released them has had them so remastered that they
Yes.
look so good. But if you look at the
Yeah.
originals, if you go on YouTube, it's just you hardly can see.
I feel that way about my cassette tapes. Like I don't even have a player now, but I know that the quality it just wouldn't look good. And like you said, they've been remastered, so I'd rather look at
Yeah,
the fixed
yeah.
up ones instead. Do you still watch videos of Young Talent Time now?
Oh my gosh, yes. My sister goes, I
Really?
don't know how you can watch something so much that finished in 1988. And I
You
still
still
watch
watch it?
it. And she
Wow.
gets me to put my headphones in because she can hear the audience going, ah, and she goes, it drives her crazy.
Why do you still watch it? What makes you do that?
Uh, I'll always watch it. I will always watch it. I will never stop watching it. I just love it. I love it so much. And I just live it. I still
Yeah.
live it. I
Yeah.
still, I buy the before they had the leather dance shoes and they used to dance in their little white runners.
Yes. Yes. With no
Um,
support at all. They were
no,
terrible.
awful. We used to, even now, if I've got a white pair of runners, I go, Sam, Young Talent Time. She goes, yes, I know. That's my sister I live with. And but she gets on board. She goes, oh, I found this from the op shop, Young Talent Time, whatever it was. Like she knows how much I love it.
Oh, wow. Goodness. So did you write to anyone else apart from Katie?
No, I was too scared.
Oh no. We,
I, I
we would have written back.
Well, I really felt bad as well because I used to watch the shows where they do behind the scenes and you'd see the piles of mail they got, and I thought, I just can't add to that. I just can't be another.
Oh,
I just thought, no, don't be greedy. You got your one. That's okay.
oh, that's so sweet. It's very considerate.
I've got a funny story about the videos. We didn't. even have money to buy a VHS. So we had VHS player. So we had a Betamax, which was a smaller tape, a smaller version.
Yeah.
And I was so cheap that I used to stand there at the machine because the remote control was on a lead and it was like that long. So what was the point?
Yes.
So I stood at the machine and I'd press, when all the adverts came on, you know, press stop. But I'd also, if the boys came on, I wouldn't record it. So I'd just record the girls and the group dances.
Wow. Okay.
I'd keep the show shorter so that I'd be able to fit more on one tape.
Smart girl.
He used to drive my dad mad because he'd sit down and watch it with me and he goes, I can't watch this. Stop, start, stop, start, stop, start.
Yeah. My gosh. Wow. Geez, that's pretty technical of itself. It's like you could make your own episodes with what you've done.
So committed, standing there at that machine. Lucky no one else watched it with me. They'd watch the recordings until I drove them mad with the stop start.
How did you feel when members had to leave?
You knew the whole dynamic would change. You know, just one team member, you didn't quite recognise how much they gave to the show until they weren't there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they were such a collective and, you know, you'd have your solo spots, but you know, you'd always be referred to as the team, like as a whole. So it was when they left that it was just that it's not going to be the same. And it was like that for every single team member from, you know, well, I didn't get to see Tina leave because we were living up north then, but
yeah,
you know, we still got TV week and stuff, so we'd see when new ones came and went and stuff like that.
Did you cry when people had to leave?
Yeah. If everyone was crying, I'd be part of it. Absolutely. You can't not. Like.
But then what about the anticipation of like the new person that comes on? Like that would be exciting to watch too, wouldn't it?
Oh, like when Juanita joined, I was so excited. Like, yeah. And Courtney, when Courtney joined, because that was one of the first shows that we got up north was they were out of sequence, and I'm so glad that they were out of sequence because the first show we got in 1986 was When the Going Gets Tough with the opener with Danni and Vince and then the team.
Yeah.
And I played that over and over and over and over and over because that show was just amazing. And
I have to watch it again.
So good. And Courtney, her first show, they played a little bit. I think they were trying to like catch up, or I don't know what they were doing, but they played him out of sequence, and I was so grateful because I got to see her first show.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So are you a singer and dancer now?
Well, I wouldn't call myself a singer and dancer, not in any professional sense, but I'm going back to, interestingly enough, this year I'm going back to calisthenics because that was my first love before I joined the Johnny Young Talent School. And they have a master's class for the over 37s. So I am so excited because I get to wear bling.
Bling
and
again.
I get to slick my hair back and wear hair pieces, and
it's really in your system, isn't it? The glitter must be inside as well.
It's everywhere. Even my car. My car has diamantes on the hubcaps, and it's an old banger, but it's really hilarious because I've got all these glitter things, and I'm currently putting all the diamantes on my bonnet, love hearts and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to blind the other drivers.
Hopefully.
Okay, so I was thinking of a question just then. I know what I was thinking now. Do you follow any of the members now, say on their Facebook pages, or have you followed anyone's career along the way after they left?
I've mostly stuck to the old stuff, but I've loved, watching the, Where Are They Now? And they had Ricky on there with her new baby when he was born, and he's now, 17 or 18, and she's had a second baby, and she's not a baby either.
No, and it freaks me out.
I know. Yeah, I have really done a lot of looking into what all the members are doing and stuff like that, because I'm just such a curious creature. I have to know.
Yeah.
And I did actually live in Melbourne for 18 months, and I worked at the hospital that Kylie Minogue was in at Cabrini.
Right.
And I thought that was so exciting.
Did you see her?
I didn't know. I only worked there for a day, but they got me, because I was agency, and they got me to make, like, I don't know, about 85 beds or something crazy like that.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Crazy jobs like that.
You would have been looking for where's Kylie?
I know.
Tell me where she is.
Do you know, in 2000, I went over to Melbourne. It was my first trip ever, and I just absolutely fell in love with Melbourne, with the yellow taxis. I said, it's like being in America or somewhere. It was so different.
Wow.
And I found Danni Minogue's house from Camberwell, from Surrey Hills.
Did you?
Yeah.
How did you know?
I've got a book from Neighbours, and it actually, I don't know why they did this, but they actually put what streets they lived in. They had a photo of the house, and we didn't have the net or anything back then, so you had to use maps and all that sort of stuff. And I dragged my sister with me, because she was working as a nanny, and we had to get a train and everything to go there with her 2 children. And we're walking up the street, and the funny thing was, when I found the house, there was people at the window looking at us. And I was so freaked out. And I was trying to look really unobtrusive. And I was like,
Dorcas.
So I couldn't get a photo of the house. I could only take a photo of the street sign and the verge. But that was the most exciting thing. I wanted to know where everyone lived, not because I wanted to be a weirdo or anything, but I've even been looking back at some of the photos of Juanita, and she's standing at her front doors of the house, and I was like, she lived in Greensborough. So I got on the net, and I'm trying to find all the streets. Oh, I'm going
wow.
I want to find all the houses with white double doors and eliminate.
Oh my gosh. I'm a bit scared now. I'm not going to take any photos at the front of my house. No, because Heidie's going to turn up somewhere.
I did the same thing with Courtney. I wanted to work out what school she went to, and I took some stills from one of those shows where they did she was in the playground, and I actually, I found it Westbourne, and then I found I've worked out where they lived, in what areas, and I was like, oh my gosh, they had to travel so far to the studios.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
What makes you want to find out where the team lives? Is it just such an interest in each member, or?
Yeah. I think I just wanted to know what their life was like, because I used to love the behind the. I hope I don't sound like a creeper.
I've just never had anyone bring this up. Yes, no. Of course.
Yeah, because the behind the scenes stuff, I was so desperate to find out, because I wanted to know what their lives were like outside of all that. Because my life, both of my parents have got mental illness, and that's not uncommon in the theatrical, domain, because they don't know how to be off. They only know how to be on, and when they're off, they can just plummet. And I guess I wanted to know if they had normal families, because I just assumed everyone's family was kind of like mine. And then as I got older, I realised that a lot of them weren't. And I used to watch a lot of the parents when they'd come on Young Talent Time, and I'd see how they seemed to be quite functional with their children, and they didn't seem to be like stage parents or anything. Like, if anything, they were quite standoffish, and just really normal parents. And
Yeah.
I was really intrigued. I thought, because I wanted to try and replicate what they had so that my life was a bit more normal.
Yeah. Well, it was a different time too, because we were so accessible to everyone. Like I've travelled on public transport all the time, even though we were on TV every week. So, straight from school. So you could see us kind of everywhere, being everywhere with our parents. And it's just a normal life, except we were on TV. Whereas nowadays it wouldn't function like that at all. It'd be completely, closed.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. And thank goodness, because then we've got the additive of social media, which is good and bad, obviously, because it's brought you and I together, which is a good thing. Yeah, and allows us to connect. We're almost at the end of our episode. Is there anything else that you want to show or talk about, Heidie?
I think one thing I wanted to share was that I was just so interested in all the detail. Like on the stage, they used to sometimes use bubble wrap in their sets, and I thought that was so clever. And I wanted to know what the sets were made of, and I actually looked that up and found out that it was, plywood and something else, and I was like, wow, they weren't very strong.
No, we've fallen through some floors before.
Yes, I know. That's just, and I remember the original shoes that you guys wore were the leather shoes. They actually had suede backs on them, and I actually looked that up because then they moved on to the rubber soles and then the split soles and all that sort of stuff. So I'm very much detail orientated. So
you come from a theatre background, so the detail that's what you grew up with, so that makes sense to me. Yeah,
costuming. I was costuming at
staging, costumes,
12. Sequins, that's all we did. So I just love all the detail and just, can't wait.
Beautiful. Well, I'm so glad that Young Talent Time still brings you so much happiness and you love talking about it. That's amazing. I mean, if I come to Perth, I know exactly where you're going to be, Heidie, because I'm going to see your car parked out the front of your house. There's the blinker. That's Heidie's house. I'll come and say hi to you. Thank you so much for coming on the show, telling us all these stories and how, you're really, Young Talent Time is really a part of who you are. I can, you can see it. It comes through. And that's a joy. That's so nice. So nice to see, because all it brings is happiness, really, and good memories.
Yes. I'm so excited I got to meet you. Like, that's been a life dream from when I was when it came on in 1986.
Oh, beautiful. It's so nice to meet you too. Thank you so much for coming on. I really enjoyed our chat. Thank you, Heidie. See you next time. Keep smiling. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to make sure you don't miss any episodes. Right, Layla?